Welcome students. Welcome class 5 students to another lesson on class 5 mathematics. Today's topic is going to be angles. This is the part of the chapter basics of geometry of which you have already started. Let us continue with this chapter. I am Shubha sir and this lesson is connected to the lesson plan on 14th August. Come on, let us start the lesson. In the previous class we have dealt with something called a ray. Do you remember what a ray is? What is a ray? A ray is such a geometrical figure that is a fixed starting point and it continues endlessly in one direction only. Okay? Now using this ray, say we consider two different rays but having the same starting point. This is two different rays having the same starting point. Say I name these rays OA and OB. Here O is the starting point. O is called the starting point. This geometrical figure which two rays having a common starting point forms is called an angle. What is it called? It is called an angle. Once more, how is an angle formed? We take two rays starting from the same point. We take two rays OA and OB and the figure formed due to these rays is called an angle. Now, how do we name an angle? How do we name an angle? Before naming an angle, we need to know what these are called. OA and OB are called the arms of the angle. OA and OB are called the arms of the angle. And O, which is the starting point, is called the vertex of the angle. So therefore O is the vertex of the angle and OA and OB are two arms of the angle. Okay, understood? Now, how do we name this angle? For naming this angle, we take one point, we keep the vertex in between and then we take the other point. It can be either or, that is this angle can be named as angle BOA or angle AOB. The vertex on which the angle is present is kept in the middle and the arm names are written on either side. Now what is this sign? I am putting in front of the names. What is this sign? This sign, if you see, this is a smaller representation of this sign. This means angle. This means angle. This is just a mathematical form or a geometrical form of writing the word angle. Okay? Understood? So therefore we have two rays OA and OB. An angle is formed at the point O where O is the vertex. So therefore it has two different rays. So therefore the names of the rays will be on either side of the vertex which will always be in the center when we name the angle. Okay? The next part that we are going to discuss for this portion is called the interior and exterior of an angle. You will find everything in your book, but still watch this video for better understanding. Interior and exterior of an angle. What do we mean by interior of an angle? The region which is present in between these arms is called the interior of the angle. So therefore the word interior means in between. Whichever is present or whichever region or whatever points is present within these rays is called the interior. For example, this region will be the interior region, and exterior means outside. That is, anything that is present outside the angle is called the exterior region. For example, we consider 2 points P, Q, 3 points and 4 points R and S. Since P and Q are present within the rays, so therefore P and Q are called interior points. And since R and S are present outside the angle, outside the limit of these rays, so therefore R and S are called exterior points. So once more students, what are interior points and what are exterior points? The points which are present within the angle are called interior points. Here for example P and Q, and the points which are present outside the ray are called, that is R and S, are called exterior points. Understood? Now, this is very easy. Now we come to a bit difficult part, that is measurement of angles. Measurement of angles. What do we mean by measurement of angle? We have an angle given. What is the value of that angle? That we have to calculate. Okay. Now, in the first geometry lesson, you were introduced with the different instruments present in your geometry box. One of those instruments, if you remember correctly, is called a protractor. How does it look? It looks like a semicircle. I have a bigger version of the protractor here. So we shall use this protractor to try to measure any angle which can be drawn on the board. But you will use the protractor present in your geometry box to measure the angles given to you. Okay? Come on, let's start. How do we measure the angles? That is the main question. How to measure? How to measure any angle? Now, what is the procedure that we require to measure angles? We first draw an angle. We first draw an angle, say OX and OY. We can use any names for the angle, we can use any names for the vertex. How do we start to measure the angle? If you will see in your protractor, you will have clockwise, that is from the left to right, you will have 0 to 180, and anti-clockwise from 0 to 180 on the lower scale. On the outer scale you have 0 to 180 clockwise, and on the inner scale you have 0 to 180 anti-clockwise. When we are measuring angles, generally we use the anti-clockwise direction depending on the base of the ray. Now we place the protractor and the center. We center the protractor on the vertex and make sure that the protractor is in line with the bottom ray. We place the center of the protractor on the baseline, and then we try to measure which point it coincides with on the protractor. Here, if you see correctly, it coincides with 54 degrees. So therefore, the value of this angle, the measurement of this angle is 54. So what do we do once again? We take the protractor, the baseline. You will see in your protractor, you will have the base of the protractor and a small line above the protractor. You place that line and line it with the center, and that line should be in accordance to the ray here. Then we measure whichever angle it is, whichever mark it is corresponding to, that is from the lower scale, and hence we mark that value on the angle. That's it class, that's it for today. Practice mathematics at home, stay safe till we meet again in the next lesson. Thank you.